Okay, traders. Now, let me just take you through the cTrader platform, right? This is a bit of a major change from MetaQuotes. It's a lot more functional. The speed of the platform is written in C sharp, so it's a lot more efficient than MetaQuotes. And once you get used to it, believe me, it's going to change the way you operate and the way you manage your positions. All right. So let me just take you through as much of the features as I can, and then hopefully you'll have a better understanding of what cTrader can do, and we'll go from there. Now, let me just take you through the whole platform here, right? So now over here on the left-hand side, we've got our watch list, okay, or symbols. Now, you can customize both sides of the platform, whether it's the right side, your charts, your trade details, the instruments you're trading, and all these various aspects. It's quite self-explanatory, but I'll walk you through it so you understand where everything is. All right. So, okay, now let's just start with the markets. Now, cTrader does have a list of popular markets, right? This is their sort of personal list, which you can customize, I think, to a certain degree. But when you and you can obviously expand all of these products. So actually, let me just come down to the bottom part because I've set up a watch list, right? Instead of looking at the popular markets, let's just go back to the watch list itself. And these are instruments that you might be trading, or that you like to sort of see what's happening as far as correlations go. And I like to set mine up, say with the majors at the top. I've got the dollar index and then the dollar pairs. And then I've got some US equities, okay, indices, then some metals, gold and silver, and then start of the yen crosses and then crude. Like there's a bit of a structure here, right? And what that does for me, it allows me to come back to the screens. So every time I turn the platform on, I see the pricing in the exact same spot. And that's what you can do with my watch list. Now, if you are using just the popular markets, right, well, then you know what, you can get sort of caught up in just looking at what the everyone's looking at, right? Now, you might sort of see here too. With your watch list with the euro, you can see there's a 2 there. Now that means I've got 2 open positions, right, on the euro. So you can sort of see very quickly where you do have open risk. Now on these my watch list, right now you can add to the watch list, right, by simply just clicking on the plus sign. You can go to the popular markets. Okay, they've already sort of been added there. You go into the Forex, and then you can go through and just click on the pairs or instruments that you want to add to your watch list. All right. So, and then, we've got other features there. I've got another one set up here. Must have been
Could
quite
you
random.
please check with the management to see?
Okay, sorry there, Lana. Just had to put you on mute. And then I've got the Forex pairs, which is ones I'm sort of closely trading with most of the time. And these will be replicated on your mobile app. All right. So whatever your watch lists are, whatever you set up here, you can actually set them up in your mobile app as well. But it's very easy to click through them. Now, for ease of trading, right, you can actually expand them, right? Most of the time, if you are trading, you're probably looking at 3 or 4 major pairs that you're looking at. Now, you can come through and expand those, and then with one-click trading, just trade, right? And that allows you to get into the market very quickly. And if I wanted to trade there, I hit buy, and the order is done straight away down the bottom here. Okay, so it's a nice, easy way to look at the market. Once again, if you just click on that symbol there, you can go back to the way where you can see all the pricing, and you can actually pop this out as well. You can pop the list out so you can sort of move that around on your screen if you're struggling for screen space. Okay, now down the bottom here, this trade did it's instant quick trading, right? But you know what? You can actually set this to place a stop loss and take profit. You can actually add it afterwards, but there is hit OK, and then you can see the stop loss and take profit are added there. Now I'll come to the other side and I'll show you how to add the stop loss and take profit before you trade. obviously very important. And you can see on your chart here, okay, where the entry levels are, where your stop losses are, and these components. So it makes it very easy visually to sort of see what's going on. Now, if you wanted to move your stop loss, you can easily just come across and move your stop losses where you want them to be. Okay. And if I have a look up the top, just drag the chart down. You can drag your chart all over the place. I can also maybe lower the take profits manually as well. And that allows you to sort of manage your risk whilst you're looking at the markets, right? So you don't have to go in and start typing out numbers and all these various components. Now, let's just go into the chart for the moment, because tying in the price action here and the orders you've got, you can actually set this up for specific colors, right? If you just right click on the chart, just come down to the color options. Okay. Then you can come in here and set up different colors, right? So you can set up your stop loss, your take profit. So if I want to change my take profits to blue, right? I'm becoming more, I like to change between green and red. And then for the other 6 months of the year, I'll go blue and red. Okay. So then you can sort of see what's going on. Now, what I wanted to do was have my stop losses in red. Or it's changing those. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that one just in a minute. Now let me just let's just go. Let me just clear those positions. Right, there's so many things to show you that and they all interconnect, but it's a matter of sort of working out what's going on. Now down the bottom here, right, with the positions themselves, right, and this will be tied in to quick trading up here as well, but I'll come to that after I've done the charts. Now, to manage the positions, you can see your various positions down the bottom there. Now, if I want to, there's a couple of different buttons here. You can go reverse position, right? So if I see something, so if I'm long and you see a news event, you can just come straight back in, close out the position and go short, right? So instead of being long, you can quickly reverse the position. Now, that's a great feature. Double the position size, right? So if I like what I'm seeing and I like this trade, I can actually just hit the button again and it will add to the position. Okay, so that's another sort of good feature there as well. And if I want to close out the positions, close all sell positions, I can do that. If you want to close out all positions on euro, you can hit the gray button. Okay, so we're over here. You can also close out here as well, or activate a new order, right? They've got a lot of different things here. So now buy, sell, profit, losing, you can actually set this up to, obviously just close the losing trades, or just close the profitable trades, or basically close them all, right? If I hit close, I've got this set up at the moment to show me a window. I click the box there, so I don't have to be asked. I don't like to really be asked if I'm closing things. I hit yes, right? And everything is closed, right? So it's super efficient to be trading. You can trade from both sides of the market, okay? From your watch list and also the sort of symbol details on the right-hand side, okay? Now, as I said, I'm going to come back to the chart. One thing that you can do, you can go full screen mode. Okay, if you want to just remove sort of the edges there, you can switch between color themes, white or black. Okay, up the top left here. You can have the sound on or off, right? If you don't like the little clicks and all these sorts of things, you can turn that off. I can actually close the left-hand side down. Like if this is taking up too much space and you've already got the price over here, well, what you can do is click on the top symbol there and you got more space for your charts. Now, this is going to make your charting a lot easier. So that's like a really nice and easy way to do things there as well. Now, this sort of sets us up for, let me just take you through how to like work these charts. Now, with the icon, with the cursor, right, I can sort of, if I just left click on the chart, I can move it around wherever I like, right? If I, use the toggle on my mouse, okay, the wheel. I can sort of expand or contract and get that going, or I can shrink. If I put my cursor in, once again, left clicking on the mouse, you can move the span up or down, the width of the data. Excuse me. Now, let's just have a look at the chart here, right? Now, I'm not into, we've got a couple of indicators, and there's loads, like all the indicators that you can dream of that are either in MetaQuotes, excuse me, or other platforms. You can get these up. They are under this, looks like a Facebook symbol. But you've got bar charts. Now I've got this tick volume. And what I want to do is customize this for my own preferences. Excuse me, just got a bit of a frog in my throat. All right, so let's just, and the good thing about this is it'll take us through all the chart properties, which you can find up the top here. Okay, so this is where you're going to control the chart. You can obviously click on new order. You'll find that button all over the place, right, in different areas, because it's just whatever your personal preference, they've almost covered every possible area that you could place a new order. As soon as you see something, you can place an order, basically. And that goes for hitting buy or sell just on the settings here. Now, the lot size, okay, you can set it for different, for short or long. Once again, I'll just close that position out. Okay, now, first of all, let's just deal with the object down the bottom here, right? The object, the tick volume. So what I want to do is, if I just come up to my chart, we'll be saving a template shortly, but viewing options. Now, if you come sort of, I guess, 2/3 of the way down, you'll see viewing options there. Now, you've got a whole range of things here, and you can sort of start taking some of these things off, like the grid, the ask price line, bid price line, orders, positions. Now, what I want to take off is the volume, okay, indicator titles. So tick volume is one thing I want to remove, right? Now, for those traders who love volume, just be aware that's how the market, how the major players sort of manipulate you into thinking it's going up when it's going down. That's a whole different story, but I'll come back to that on another session. Now, so I've got rid of the tick volume. Now, up the top here, right, there's a whole range of things. Now, what I want to do is I want to change it to a bar chart, right? That's my preference. And say for the color options, okay, I'm going to go blue for up, red for down. Okay, just that's my personal color preference at the moment. So that's where we are. Now, if I want to add a stochastics here, I can come down to the stochastics oscillator, right? So just coming up to that F, come down to oscillator, and I can click on stochastic oscillator, and then I can sort of set this up to the way I want it to be, right? For me, I'm more of a 10-3-3 sort of kind of guy. I'll change my colors, and you can change these lines to dotted, straight, or whatever you might like. Maybe I have the upper and lower levels of stochastics. I'm going to make these. I just make them both yellow. Why not? Okay, and I can hit OK, and I can see very clearly there what I've got. Now, once again, with the stochastics, you can make that bigger and smaller just by dragging it. Same with the trade view at the bottom there. We can also take that off if we wanted to. Viewing options. You get the quick trade buttons. This is a good spot if you want to remove those off your chart. And positions, orders. You can take off a whole range of different things here to basically just clear up everything that you want to see. Now, I want to see those things, so I'll leave those up. Okay, so now, actually, you know what? That color options, this is where you can really finesse it. And what I like to do with the pricing is the various aspects is is make it my own personal preference. So when I come back, I feel confident and comfortable in the things that I've set up there. So now I can't really see the color there. So if I just come up, uh, let me just change my bid price line maybe to a green, right? So then I can see exactly where the price is. So that tells me where the market is. I can see everything that's going on. Now, there's one other thing I probably would add at this point, and that is like a simple moving average. And once again, set up your own personal color preferences. I like that light yellow. Sort of, it's there, but it's not really sort of in my face too much. Okay, so I can see everything that I've got here. Now, one thing you can do, you can make this your template, right? So I've gone through and sort of set up various aspects. I've taken off, you know, once again, just to show you that viewing options, you can take off the tick volume and some other things. So with that, I can actually come in now and come down to right click on the chart, down to template, and just go save template. Okay. Now save template and just call it whatever you like. Save. Okay. And then you can also make that, right? This is the good aspect. Once again, go to template, apply for new charts. You can actually change that to say Brad's charts, right? So every time you open up a new chart now, you can actually do that. Now, just opening up new charts, you can either click that button there, or if you have the instrument set up that you're looking at, you can click that one there and you can get new charts opening instantly, right? So if I open up, say I want to see what's going on the Kiwi, my template's set up, I can see exactly what's going on. If I'm on, and then the pricing, whatever chart you're on, changes the pricing on the right-hand side. So if I wanted to open a chart from here, I could click that button and that opens up a chart as well, right? To close the charts, just simply click the X button. Okay, and you can remove those extra charts that you don't need. Now, once again, if I'm on a chart and it's got a different setting, now you might want to have, you know, say for instance, a different setting here for another instrument, say like dollar yen, actually, and I've got a chart template set up for dollar yen. So if I just click on the chart and I come down to indicators. What I can do is I can take off the yen, okay, the Ichimoku cloud, or in this situation where I've got everything set up, I've got my moving average, I've got the Ichimoku cloud, I can see everything that's going on. I've already saved this template, and my yen, right? So that's the yen. So if I wanted to set up another instrument here, and say for instance, let's just get up the platform. And I want to change, if you want to change anything on the chart here, if I just double click, right, on the watch list or over here, it will change to that symbol, the same way MetaQuotes would. And then with that template, this goes back to a normal template, right? So if I come down and I want to apply the yen template to Aussie yen, I can. Once again, to shrink down this here to give me some more chart space, I simply click the top and I've got my yen once again. Now, once again, if I want to sort of get more history, I just toggle the wheel on my mouse and I can get more data in there very quickly. Okay, so, and then if I just get it back and you can wind it back out as well. So you can see very quickly what's going on. If you do have a setup and you're looking at, say, well, stochastics are a thing, if you've got a moving average, if you've got MACD, if you've got a whole range of things, you can actually find all of those once again up the top. The F is for find indicator. You've got all the trend symbols, the oscillators, volatility, your volume, if you're into volume. There's a whole range of other ones, which is where you'll find the Ichimoku cloud, okay, amongst other things. And then you can customize things there as well. So that's a really good way to set your templates up to your own personal preference, right? And the colors, once again, if you can change the colors of everything, right? So you can go back in and customize the Ichimoku cloud as well. So that's a really good thing. So if I just double click or right click on the cloud, You can get the color features there and update your sort of your components there, right? So what I've done is for those traders who aren't aware of how to work this tech, right? I've taken off, I've unticked the Tenkan Sen, the Kijun Sen, and the Chikou span, right? I'm not interested in those. I'm just looking at the cloud itself, and that's why I've got those two at the bottom. Now you can obviously change the colors there as well. And that gets your Ichimoku cloud up and running. Now, personally, I would suggest you do it because trading the cloud when the yen has clear strength or weakness is an amazing trading opportunity, a great trending instrument that you can really take advantage of. So once again, just template, you go save template, call it yen or whatever you like to call it, and you'll have that saved as well. Now, let's just go through the top, up the top here. Now, with the functions, right? See how you've got trade. There's a couple of different functions. I'll come to these more at the end. You've got trade, algo, analyze. These are all big tabs that you can sort of see, which enable you to open up the various components, right? So if I click on see algo or analyze, it's just got the details of your account. See algo covers all the bots that you can get access to, and there's just a bunch of samples in here at the moment. Or you could add new ones, and you've got the trade feature. All right, so now up the top, once again, this one here just shrinks down this left box, right? And for this purpose, I want to see as much as I can, so I'll hit that. And then you've got a whole range of things. So whatever instrument you're on, whatever your chart is on, okay, you can either quick trade here or you can place an order up here, depending on the need and the need for speed, I should say. Okay, and that's something that you can do. Obviously, you can remove this quick buy or sell, and you can just use the new order, right? Or you can use the whole component on the right-hand side over here. Now, if you want to get rid of the side, so you've got even more space, see this little sort of, you can see a little arrow in there if you've got good eyes. I've got my specs on, so I can sort of see it at the moment. Now, you can remove that as well to once again get more real estate. This is going to be handy if you've got a laptop and you're doing some analysis. Just click on that, and now you've got a full chart, right? This is now you're sort of starting to be it like cTrader is a good analysis platform. You look at MetaQuotes, it's terrible, right, for analysis. But this one here is super efficient. It's like you're not going to get a better platform than this for doing your charts. And once again, down the bottom here, if you want to get rid of, like for your charting and analysis, get rid of the bottom panel, just hit that button and you've got full screen mode in play. Okay, so with full screen mode, it now sort of makes this super efficient. You can see exactly what's going on, update your colors, do a whole range of things. Now, let's just go through the top up here to control your charts, right? We've got this section up here, okay? And then you've got a whole range of drawing tools over here. Now, let me just go through the top ones first, okay? And they are very self-explanatory, right? So if I want to have Trade Watch at the bottom, okay, I can just click that. Active symbol pane to the right, you can control that there as well, okay? Instead of just hitting that little arrow that pops it in and out. So that's quite handy to have. Once you've done your analysis, right, usually once I've seen what's going on, if I'm focusing on one instrument, I'll have it up, but you can come back to your Trade Watch and just see what your positions are doing, etc. Now, the next one, multi-chart mode. Okay, now this is enables you to add loads of charts onto your screen. Now, you can sort of move these around. So if I click on a chart, you should be able to sort of delete them, close, and then start moving them around to sort of fit the screen you want. Okay. Now, if I want to, you can detach these, obviously, but you can actually sort of set up. So this is basically, this is basically all the charts that I have open at the moment. If I want to go back to single chart mode, I just go back and hit single chart mode. Now, once again, if I want to change that to my own template. Okay. My default template. Well, Brad's charts is the one I'm after. Okay, so then I can just change that chart. Now, if you've got multiple charts of the one instrument, well, you might want to sort of close a few of these things out. So you don't have, so if you go to multi-chart mode, you've got just what you want to see. You don't want to be seeing two charts of the same thing unless you're looking at different time zones, of course. Daily charts compared to hourly charts. And that's something realistically you may actually do. And if I look at the top, I've got all those pairs. So if I come back to multi-chart mode, you can see it's a little bit more organized. If I click on that one there and I want to change it to my template, I can. And whilst I'm there, I can reorganize these, so I've got like some organization amongst my charts and everything else that I'm looking at. Okay. So that's one good way to set up. So you look at your majors, make sure they're all doing the same thing. Obviously, you can reorganize the charts. So if I wanted, say, euro was my preference at the top, and then I wanted sterling, well, I could change the drop down. Right, come back here, and if I go over to sterling, I get sterling up, and then I come back, multi charts. Close my. You'll find as I'm sort of doing this, right, it's very easy to get things organized. So I take that one off. Sterling, Aussie, I want Kiwi up the top. Okay. And then I may have, the dollar pairs at the bottom. So you can actually sort of quickly sort of move things around. And that enables you to see the correlations and see what's going on. Okay. Comes down to your own personal preference. Once again, with what indicators you put on and everything else. But this is a good one. You know what? If you have all the yen crosses and those sorts of things, you can get those up. Now, free chart mode. Okay, this really is what I was thinking I was looking at before. This is where you can start moving things around. Okay, so the multi-chart mode, you can actually close out charts and move them around, but you can't increase the size or decrease. But you can in the free chart mode. So if I wanted to see more, I can just move these things up and down. I don't think I'd usually have this many charts on this one. But once again, if I just show you, I can sort of close some of these out. And then you can start to see, what's going on with the range of instruments that you're interested in. Now, to get back out of that multi-chart mode, you just come back and hit single chart mode, and you're back to where you were. Okay, so now you can, instead of see how I was changing, I was coming up to the top here to get the symbol and click it across. You can just simply come down here and change it by hitting the chart with the plus sign. You can change it to whatever's on your watch list, not your wish list. So you can either open the sidebar or just come to the watch list symbol there, or just go to all symbols if it's not in your watch list, and you can click on that as well. Okay. Now, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, okay, you can very quickly do that with the zoom in, zoom out buttons. Change your charts. You can change them from bar to line to dots, high, low, area chart, whatever catches your fancy, right? You can change those quickly. And if you want to change the colors, then you can easily do that as well. Now we've gone through this sort of indicators. Okay, how to apply those. If you want to update anything, just click on it, then right click, and that indicator will come up, and you can adjust it or delete it. Right. Now the bots. There's a bunch of samples in here. We do have one that we're sort of just using. It'll be actually we're going to make this available to everyone. It's not a bad little tool to get going. Whoops. I'll just come back to single chart mode. The bots are no different to the expert advisors in MetaQuotes. Okay. So what we should have there appearing is a chart. For some reason, it's not popping up. Now, so you sort of save them in the same place. Now, if I just show you that, right? So if you come into documents, come into see algo, right? If you've got a bot and you've downloaded one, and then you can come into this and sort of find out where they are. See algo, come into sources, robots, and that's where you'll find the bots in there. Okay. So you'll find the files. If you want to add a bot to your platform, you just open this up, drag it into robots, and then close your platform, open it up, and the bot will be there for you to add. And you can just come down and click on that and add it to your chart. Okay, so the now just drawings, indicators. Okay, you can remove all indicators, hide all indicators. This is not a bad thing, right? If you're a person that has lots of indicators, you might want to take specific ones off or just hide them all so you can see what's going on. It's a very quick, easy feature. You can hide all drawings. So there's drawings here. Now, if I just drag this across, I can go into the current indicators. You can go across, basically select the individual components that you want to manage on your chart. Okay, now you got up the top here with the cogwheel, the chart with the cogwheel. That's your templates. Okay, so if you are, instead of right clicking on the chart, you can easily just come up to the top and click on the templates. Now, if you're in a chart, this is the hourly gold chart. If I want to change that to a daily, okay, you can either hit the drop down on the chart itself or just whatever chart you're on at the top, you can just change it at the top there. You've got the usual range of time frames from minute, 5 minutes, 15, all the way up to monthly. So that's a nice, easy way to change between the time frames if you are looking for a different perspective. All right, so now up the top right here, if you've got multiple accounts, you can just quickly change between those. Okay, you can toggle between those accounts. You'll have the accounts up here, active session. I mean, there's a few other buttons there, or you can just sign out. So you can sort of see exactly what you've got. Now, let's just come back in. So if I wanted to add all the components back, as in my trades, the left sidebar, the right sidebar, once again, if I just come up to the top, active right pane, and if I click there, you can sort of see everything comes back into play, right? Which is, as I said, once you've got your trades organized, it's good to see the chart, but what you need to see are your positions, maybe what all the other currencies or instruments are doing, depending on what you're trading, and go from there, right? So, and once again, if I change whatever chart I change to, the right sidebar will change there as well. Okay, so here we go. Let's just take those couple of things off again. Now, so what I want to do is just show you the drawing features, right, that you may use on your charts. Okay, drawing trend lines and a whole range of other things. So crosshairs, right? You're going to use that a fair bit. You might want to know exactly where things are. So you've got your crosshairs up there. Now to get it off, you can either just click the cursor or just click on the crosshairs again and it changes back to the cursor. Now there's a synchronized crosshair. Okay. I haven't still really worked out what that is as far as what the difference is between I think you can drop a couple of them, but that's where you'll find the synchronized crosshair, market snapshot. Okay, so depending on certain levels, you can just put your cursor or the cross there at the top left on any particular part. I'll tell you the open price, low price of that bar and what everything else was doing. Now to draw, okay, you've got a bunch of options there. You've got the line, you've got the vertical line, horizontal line, trend line, array. Now if I go and hit a trend line, right? Whoops. Oh, it's not doing it for me just at the moment. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you got your trend line there. Now you might be sort of thinking, well, but that's not exactly what I want because the line I want it to keep going, right? So you can change the line from a dotted line to all sorts of lines. You can duplicate it. You can change the angle of it. Okay, extend to infinity. We do want that. Okay. And then you can come through and look at the settings, applies the default settings for trend line. Okay. It's not a bad one because otherwise what you can use is the ray, right? Ray does the exact same thing. So if I was looking to do that, but have a certain angle, then it would automatically extend to the right as well. So you can either set up your trend line to be, once again, if you click on that and right click, you can change it to a line, you can change the color, and then you can set it to default, or you can use the ray. And once again, you can do the same for the ray. You can apply the color settings and everything else to your preference there as well. Okay, so it is a lot easier to use, like just more functional than MetaQuotes is. Okay, now if I wanted to get rid of that, just highlight it and just like click on it and just hit delete on your keyboard or right click and you can just delete it. And then you can obviously put in arrows, right? Let's go on that way. Whatever your preference is there. Pencil. Say you want to write something here, and you might have something here going, okay, that was the UK budget. You could write some things there with that. Or once again, just delete it. You can change the color of that as well. Equidistant price channel. If you're into channels, okay, you can easily sort of draw those. And you got your pitchfork, Andrew's pitchfork. I've never really used that myself, but you can actually just throw that up. You got your Fibonacci retracements. Like all these features are the same as most platforms. Okay, so unless this is your first platform you've ever used, then you'll find as you go through these various things that they are the same as everything else. Okay, so once again, you can just bend that, right click. So you got all the various components. You can write text. Maybe you want to highlight something and UK budget. What a mistake that was, hey? The sterling collapse. And then you might have it like that there, and then you're going, okay, here, right? So when you come back, you can actually come back and go, you look at that later and you go, what happened there? It's like, oh, okay, the UK budget, right? Gotcha. Your colors, you can change the colors. Now, chart snapshot. You just hit, just click on the chart, right? And what will appear, if I just get up my thing here, and then you'll see a chart snapshot, right? This is going to be good for instructional purposes, right? If you're, say, for instance, you've got a query and you're not sure about things, well, you can take a chart snapshot very quickly. You could then potentially either already draw on it or signal different things and then just send me either the link at the top or take another screenshot of what you've done and send that to me as well over the Discord. If you want to share trade setups on the Discord, then this is the place to be doing it, right? So if I just get my Discord, okay, so you can quickly post that in here and just copy and paste or post in the URL and you'll be able to see what you've got there, what you're trying to talk about, right? Adding a picture to what you're trying to explain does a lot of things, right? And now price alert. Price alert is a nice, easy feature as well. You can just, wherever you want an alert, right? So for instance, you've got to take profit higher in sterling. You might want to just put, just click on the chart where you want it to be. Then you can adjust the price if you need to, higher than the bid price. So that's, if it's going up, I know I might want to come back and check the markets to see if it's stalling and the alert is active. Actually, mine one's failed to connect to the server, but that's how it would work. So that's the price alert. Now, let me just show you this last one, which is the market replay, right? This is very handy if you want to sort of go through a period, especially practicing, potentially data releases and these sorts of things, how things would perform. So let me just get rid of the chart. Okay, so if I just double click on market replay, what you'll get is a full replay of the certain event, right? So I've already clicked on it. So if I want to sort of see what happened here, Okay, so go to data. Let's go. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hit start. What it will do is replay the event, and you can actually trade through this, right? So when the event starts, you can actually now come back and change the template while you're there. Okay, so you can see what's going on. Now up the top here, you can hit pause, start, play, these sorts of things. And you can actually trade these, right? If I want to stop loss and you can set it up, I better do this quickly, otherwise the whole thing will be finished. 75. I'm like, okay, so I want to sell. And you're like, oh wow, okay, this thing's collapsing. I can actually trade and replay the event, okay, exactly as it says. So then you can work out, you know, if you're using different strategies, how could I sort of lock in my profits there, right? So you've gone from like 500 in the cash to down cash in some of these now. And this is about maybe finessing trade plans or just getting you used to the platform, right? And you might want to be going, okay, so how can I take some cash here? I'll close that one out. Maybe I want to add to the position, right? I'll just double it. Then you're like, oh my God, okay, I shouldn't have done that. So you can actually go through and replay the whole event. And that's going to be, as I said, just a good way to practice execution and just to see what's going on. Now, with your chart, you can actually move it around just like you would if it wasn't a replay, right? This is a full replay of everything. So take advantage of that if you want to sort of practice execution. Really good way to do that, especially maybe placing specific orders in the market, like a stop loss, stop entry, limit, stop limit, those sorts of things. You can actually, or actually even using a new C bot that you might have, right? Great way to sort of test it out and just to see what's going on there. And you can just keep going, right? This will play out the time frame to where the time frame that we selected to the current market would be, right? Because I just sort of selected a time slot in the past, and then you can come back through and just see how you would have traded. You know what? It is a simulation, so if you've already seen it, you know the outcome. You can actually just show yourself you can make a lot of money if you do know the result somewhat. But here, once again, if you see, maybe you're looking at identifying areas where did this stall? Okay, was it at the moving average? Was it when it was oversold? What can I do to enhance my performance here? So you can actually see that, and then okay, it's finished, and you can see your general performance there, right? So that's the replay. Okay, now if I just delete that, you'll find that replay just at the bottom here. This is going to be great for me for educational purposes, okay, especially at the workshops and showing you how various things work. And that's where we are. That sort of covers the general chart components, right? Now, once again, I've gone through this pretty quickly. So if you want to look at what these components are, just hover your mouse over each one and it's very self-explanatory. Okay. And then you can easily really, like I'm telling you, it won't take long for you to get up to speed with using cTrader for your analysis. Okay. Like definitely maximizing your screen is a great way to do that. Okay. Set up some templates, get things organized. That's the best way to do it. Now at the top, I'll just add trade watch, active symbols. Now, if you don't want to see the watch list, right? Because you've got the instrument you're trading over here, then just just close it down, right? Because it gives you a bit more space. You can see what's going on. I like to sort of have it more like this, where I can see exactly the instrument I've got. I've got the chart up. I can see the trades, and everything is in place. All right. But it's once again, it comes down to personal preference, and the features of this platform enable you to go through that. Now, let's have a look at the right sidebar here. Okay, now you're going to find a lot of information about the symbol that you're looking at, the orders that you can place, a market limit, a stop, or a stop limit. Okay, the general move on the day of that instrument so far. You can see the high. You get the spread here, the high, the low, and then you can change the quantity. Okay. And if I come in here, so if I set this up, I would generally have this set up. So if I'm placing any order in the market, it's set up ready to go, right? There's no need to be, especially if I'm trading at market, say on economic numbers, and I'm looking for a specific outcome. Once again, we're on sterling. Bank of England are due to cut rates this week. So they cut by 0.5%. I can quickly just hit place and the order is in play, right? They've got a market range here too. So you can sell plus or minus 5 pips below the current market price. So to me, that's a good option because you want to get into the market, but if it moves too far, you don't, right? So that's something that you can consider. You can simply either type in your lot size, okay, there, or just flick up and down. And same with the market, sorry, with those market pips, you could say within 10 pips or 5 pips, whatever it might be. Okay. Now on economic numbers, don't think you're going to get set all the time, or maybe not much with 5. You might want to go 10, depending on what you're doing. You've got your take profit here. Okay, 75 points. Now, if you're waiting for the market to trade here, right, and you've got this, well, the estimated price for your take profit and stop loss will change with the current market price, obviously, but it will factor it in. Okay, and it'll give you a percentage balance. What you're going to lose, like 1%, you're going to win 3%, and the cash amounts as well. So you can see everything you need on that window, right? You can see how big your stop loss is, your take profit, where the prices are, the percentage return or loss, and your cash return or loss as well. So there's no reason for you to make a mistake here, risking too much. Okay, so they've covered all bases here. Once again, if I hit place order, you can see down the bottom here, it's, you've got a stop loss, take profit attached, and everything is in play, right? And if I want to sort of adjust those, you can click on the wheel here, okay, the settings wheel, and you can come back in, modify things. Okay, so that's something that you can do. And there we go there. One other thing, actually, with the background image, like I know a lot of charts when you first get it up, okay, there is an image of the cTrader logo. Now you can change that to whatever you like. Okay, I've taken like none. I don't like to see the big logo in the middle there. So that's how you can change that. If I come back across to what else can I show you here on the right hand side? The news is supposed to be coming up. I don't know why that isn't. And there's a calendar. You can be able to see those when they do come back online. Now, if I scroll down here and I've got Euro up, this is like obviously the currencies are going to be active the whole time. But if I want to change that to, say, an indice, what am I on there? So let's go up to watch list, metals, no, Forex, indices. Okay, say I want to check out the NASDAQ. Okay, and you can see where the market's open and closed. What I can see over here is not only the open and close time of those symbols, the market hours. You can see the symbol info down here as well, around those components. And as well as that, if you've been trading that instrument, it will tell you your trade statistics for that instrument, right? So there's a whole bunch of information there that comes up that is available. Now you can just sort of shrink those if you don't want to see that. You might want a depth of market, whatever you fancy. That's where you can have those components up so you can see exactly what's going on. And that covers the right-hand side, right? If you want to manage positions, just hit that. And so you can move between your charts at the top here, just clicking between your charts. Okay. Now Lana's just got a question there. Why 70 simple moving average? It's just a one that we used over many years, Lana, that was pretty accurate for our trading. Now you might find a different one yourself. I've been doing this for 35 years. I found it to be the best for a short-term hourly time frame. It just tells you whether the currency is going up or down in my mind. Of course, I would be relying more on support and resistance trend lines and the overall trend on the daily charts. But this is a good, accurate measure of whether an instrument is going up or down, right? So if an instrument is above it, I would consider that going up. And if it goes down below it, I would consider that going down. It's that simple, right? Used in conjunction with a few other things, it can be a good probability enhancer, put it that way. Okay. So, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just sort of scrolling using my mouse scroll to scroll across, up, down, around, all over the place. Once again, I can just quickly come up here. I can hit buy. Now I've got to correct the settings there. So it just does add a stop loss and take profit. If you're in the funding program, you'll get stopped out straight away if you don't have a stop loss attached to the position. And that's pretty much it, right? You can see down the bottom here, you've got your open positions, your price alerts, your history, orders, transactions, very similar to what you'll see on any trading platform. Okay. So that's the sort of walkthrough, right? There's a lot of different components. Once again, just your chart features up the top, your drawing features on the right. You can open and close various aspects from here, whether you want the active symbol pane on the right, the trade watch at the bottom, or your order watch, market watch at the side. It does pretty much everything, right? That's as quick as I could do it, guys. I know I didn't want to sort of bore you to tears, but that's the sort of walkthrough that you've got. And so just have a play with it. As I said, there are a lot of tutorials around. Some of them are quite outdated, hence why the need to do this presentation. But once again, just the more you fiddle with it, it'll take you 10 minutes, believe me, to work out how to optimize your charting. And then you can this is how you're going to sort of really get into the market, as in like attack it. If you know what's going on technically and you know the direction, then it's just a matter of gauging momentum and you're in the trade. And you could do this whether you've got a laptop. I've got a 27-inch screen here, which is ideal for me. I know some traders have got massive screens, which makes it even better, right? So especially if you're charting. And then you can make good trading decisions, all right? So that's where we are, guys. I hope that you enjoyed that little walkthrough. If you've got some questions, just jump on the Discord and I'll happily answer your questions. All right. Any final questions before I finish up? No? Okay. All right. No worries. Well, that's good. Most people will be watching this on a replay. Once again, if you do have questions, just jump online and ask me and I can get you tuned up. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.